You a beach baby?
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm from Jacksonville, so close to the water, but I'm a Pisces. I'm a water sign. I mean, so yes, the answer is yes.
But did you do any writing growing up?
Any writing?
Yeah.
Not really.
Not
I mean, for like essays, like assignments,
no,
but like poetry, something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if you're a creative. If that's.
I mean, I am, but not like writing. I can edit something. Like
Okay.
if you write it, I edit it.
Okay.
But
what's your doctorate in?
Environmental engineering.
Wow, that's a major switch.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
I was not. No.
Art education, like, music.
What?
No, environmental engineering.
And how? Tell me. Like, what?
Wow. Let's see. This is a long story. This part of the interview, because baby, we could be here forever.
It is. Let's go. Let's get it going.
So, I was very much interested in math and science.
Mm-hmm.
I took chemistry in 10th and 12th grades. Those are my favorite subjects. Okay. And I was really good at chemistry, really good at math. Mm-hmm. And so when deciding what major I was going to do, I decided chemical engineering, because chemistry and math, that makes sense to do chemical engineering. So I did that at FAM.
Let's go. Try it.
Well, while I was at FAMU, I took a course called Introduction to Environmental Engineering. I was like, this is really dope. And also lots of people don't have access to clean water throughout the world. Sure. I can use my skills to help people have access to clean water. So I decided to do my master's in environmental engineering. Okay. And to do my PhD in environmental engineering. So I've been doing that and teaching it, because I teach at UCF as a professor in civil and environmental engineering. Okay. And then what happened was I had a baby. And you know, things change when you have a baby. And his name is Marley. Who's he named after? Bob Marley, yes. Yeah. And so I was like looking for some classes for him, for us, that would, one, get me out of the house, because it was during COVID times and I was tired of being cooped up, to meet people in the community, and to do something that was educational and enriching for him. So I was looking for classes, found one that I enjoyed. We were there all of 2022. The problem was the diversity was lacking, both in the type of music that we listen to, but also in the participation clients. And I said to myself, well, this is kind of important. This music thing is really something when it comes to just life in general, but for early childhood development and growth. Mm-hmm. And so God was like, Celina, you should start a business. And I was like, God, I got a baby. Full-time job. What you mean? Mm-hmm. So I tried to ignore him for a while, but you know how God is. He'd be like, listen to me. Yep. So I listened, and I registered the business in July of 2022. Yeah. Did my first preview class in November of 2022, and started the business officially in January 2023. Right, baby and me, here we are.
Here we are. It's amazing. Appreciate you giving me a little insight.
Yeah.
So this is not something I would typically ask, but what's the either a soft or hard skill that you never thought would translate from chemical engineering to what you're doing
now? Probably just the fact that I teach, right? So teaching is teaching no matter what, but I teach college students, right? So translating that to babies and toddlers, it's a little bit different, but not really. Because the way that I teach, I'm very exuberant, and I walk around the classroom and I'm talking to my students and everything. So I'm bringing energy to them that I'm also bringing to the little ones. So we have a good time, no matter if we're talking about, y equals mx plus b, or we're doing jump with the babies.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that you're unapologetic about your personality. But when you think about Trap Baby and Me, if Trap Baby and Me was a person, well, how would you describe its person?
The easiest answer is to say Trap Baby and Me is me. But it's kind of true. Like, it's fun. I like to think of myself as someone that's fun, but it's also about connecting with people, and it's about community, and welcoming people. But at the same time, it's all about growth as well. Like, yeah, we have fun, but we're doing things for development in a fun way. And the way that I am, I'm all about education. So, but how can I bring value and education in a way that is digestible? So that I would say that's the personality of the trap.
So, in connection with people, I always find that things don't always go on script. So, give me the wildest thing that's happened in class so far.
Oh, the wildest thing that's happened in class. It's wild, but it's also very sweet. So I think it was the first preview class that I did. So this is before I was actually accepting clients. One of the little ones, I forget how old he was at the time. He was a baby. He sat up for the first time in Trap Baby and Me.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, like, oh my God. Yeah, so that was just like, and I think if I'm remembering correctly, not only did we have a child that stood up for the first time, another baby took their first steps.
Whoa.
And Trap Baby and Me.
Yeah.
So we growing, we doing things.
Right, monumental.
Yeah.
It's cool. So in that same vein, then, give me the most impactful feedback you've received after a class.
You know, it's not so much what people have said, because people that say the greatest things to me when it comes to what Trap Baby Me is and what it can be. It's really more about the feeling that I get from what they say.
Sure.
So for me, the feeling is what Trap Baby and Me is and what I'm trying to do with it has impact. And it's something that people need and what people didn't know that they need. But now that it's here, like, oh yeah, that's great. And then outside of client feedback has been when I tell people that don't even have children in this age group about Trap Baby Me.
Yeah.
When they have a child that's maybe like a teenager and in their 20s, like, man, I wish this was around when I had my little one, you know? So stuff like that, like, it's great.
Yeah.
We here now. We the grandbabies.
Right. Tell a friend to tell a friend. So we're talking about establishing a company during COVID. One would think that's a challenge in itself, but as you've grown your business, what's been the biggest hurdle?
Oh, so many. You said the biggest. Time. Time is the biggest. But I'm going to be fair.
Yeah.
A lot of it is self-inflicted because I be doing the most. So it's, you know, creating the business and growing it in a sustainable way. Managing my expectations. Having a 3-year-old. When I started the business, he was 1.5. So you got kids. Listen, it's a boy. Like he does the most, and I love it so much. But it's just like, dude, chill out. But you know, being a mom, having a full-time job, so just managing all of those different things, and then when you're starting a business. At least for me, what I didn't realize is that I am going through business school, like, you know, School of Hard Knocks business school. I'm learning all the things while doing all these other things. So just managing time has been the most challenging thing. But everybody's got 24 hours, just a matter of how you manage those 24 hours.
Yeah. That's that's a word right there. We can go on a wild tangent with that, but I want to know more about the demographics of your classes. When I think of like parenting classes, I picture like the old school of moms class with a lot of moms. Do you find that dads enjoy your class too, or?
Dads love Trap Baby and Me. Dads love Trap Baby and Me. And let me start off with this. The name Trap Baby and Me is very intentional. A lot of Mommy and Me classes have the term Mommy and Me in it. And I kind of don't like that this genre of these types of programs are called Mommy and Me.
Sure.
Because even though they are inclusive of dads, just not having that in the name, I feel like if I'm a dad, I might be like, it's not really a space for me.
Sure.
So Baby and Me, maybe of course, but the me is any caregiver of the child. So yes, mom, dad, grandparent, auntie, uncle, older sibling, anybody that is in the life of the child, come. It's all about connection and building bonds between families. So yes, dads have come to the classes. My husband, Marley's dad, comes, and we had a Daddy and Me class last year for Father's Day, and it was just dads and their littles, and it was beautiful. Dads was getting down, having a good time with the children, and they were involved. Because, I think it's getting better now, the perception of how dads are involved in their children's lives, but dads be out here. So I wanted to have this space specifically for them to let them know, hey, you are welcome here. This is the space also for you to bond with your child, not just for mom.
Yeah. So if I'm a dad and I'm trying to book a class for me and my family, how do I do that?
So you can go on our website, trapbabyandme.com, and you'll see all the information that we have for the classes. Dads can sign up just like moms can. And what I tell moms sometimes, like, hey, send daddy. You go have a spa day and relax. But yes, anybody can register your child for the class.
If who do you think the class is more therapeutic for, the baby or for the parent?
I think for both, but in their own way.
Okay.
So from my perspective, for me as a mom, even though there's things to do with the child at home, you're at home, right? So there's like a million distractions, right? Oh, I need to do the dishes. Oh, I need to do the laundry. Oh, I need to cook, right? And so trying to bond with your child and do things with your child while you have all these other things happening is very difficult to do. And so you're not having a full-on bonding experience with your child. Versus when you leave the home environment, come to our classes, you're focused just on the child, just having a good time, and making sure that your child is getting the benefits that we pour into our lessons. And then for the child, well, also for parents, when you're listening to our music and you hear Busta Rhymes, okay, or you hear Cardi B, yes, we play Cardi B, and our classes are named after hip hop artists. So our last session was named after Lil Kim and Young Jeezy. This next one, I think, is named after Young Dolph and Lil Baby. So, I was at an event last month, and I was talking to some parents and telling them about Trap Baby and Me. I was doing something else. Came back. The dad came up to me and was like, I can't believe I missed the Young Jeezy class. It's gonna come back around. So parents, like, because when you have a child, like, your life changes, right? Like, you're not able to do all the different events that you used to do. You're not able to really go to brunch as often, or not able to go to the club as often.
Right.
So now you can go to the club, but your baby right here. And then for the child, of course, just like having that music and it helping to develop you in so many different ways. So like music is just like the most wonderful thing. So we use it for cognitive skills. We use it for emotional social development. We use it for gross motor skills, fine motor skills, language skills, right? So we're doing all these different things. And of course, the child isn't aware of the science behind it.
Yeah.
But they're hearing music and they're learning just by engaging with what we do.
Yeah. It's cool. And I want to make sure that I don't gloss over this because I thought this was one of the coolest points you just made. Dad asking about going to Young Jeezy's class. That feels like authenticity, like you're helping parents remember, like, just because you have a kid, that doesn't change who you are as a person.
Yeah. So you're still you.
Yeah.
You're still you for sure. Because I'm still me. When I come into Trap Baby and Me,
yeah,
we are getting down. I remember this one parent. It was so funny. She came to the class with her twin girls. Okay. And later on, she wrote a review. And she was saying how she forgot where she was. She started to twerk. Hey, baby, you can twerk a little something. That's cool.
So, all right. So I'm I'm hearing about all the fun.
Yeah.
But as a parent, what can I expect? What are there things that I should be worried about my child experiencing?
I mean, as a parent, you're always worried about everything.
Yeah.
At least from my experience, I'm just like, what's going to happen today? But for the most part, no. What I would say is that it depends on your child's personality.
Sure.
Right? So there have been some children that have come to the class and they're just not very outgoing. They need to sit back and just sort of observe and everything. So I would say in that case, it's best to do the full session. We do full session, we do drop-ins. It's best to do the full session, allow your child time to warm up to what we're doing. And even though they may not be in the middle of the activities, they are absorbing it.
Yeah.
I remember this one little girl, I think she was maybe 5 or 6 at the time. She was a little bit reserved. Like, okay, I don't know about this. She came out a little bit toward the end. Yeah. And then her mom reached out to me and she was like, yeah, she may not have been in it. Yeah. But when we got in the car, she was singing the songs.
How cool.
Yeah, so it just depends on the child's personality and how they resonate with what we're doing. Like I said, the classes are fun, but we try to accommodate different personalities, different ways of learning. My son, Marley, he's very outgoing. He is not afraid of anyone. He has never met a stranger. He will be in your face. He will say hello. He will give you a hug. But not every child is like that, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I want to take this chance to can you expand a little bit on the full session versus the drop-in?
Sure. So the way that we do our classes is that we have a full session, meaning that we have 6 consecutive weeks of classes. So typically they happen on Saturdays. You can do a full session of 6 consecutive Saturdays, or you could do a drop-in. So the best way to get the growth and development of the child over time is to, of course, do the full session. However, life be lifing, and you can't always make 6 consecutive Saturdays. In that case, you can certainly do the drop-in. So we are accommodating and flexible to people's schedules.
Hey, that's exciting. That's exciting. So I got a question for you.
Okay.
I'm a person, I like to travel, but the worst thing or the thing that gives me the most anxiety is walking onto a plane and hearing a baby.
Yeah. So don't fly no more.
So how do you deal with a child that may be overstimulated or fussy?
Yeah, you know what's funny? I don't have like a method. Somehow kids just take to me. I can very easily go up to a child, talk to them a little bit, calm them down. They feel comfortable coming to me. Most times they do. Of course, if they don't, boundaries.
Sure.
But if they feel comfortable, pick them up and just sort of, walk and talk to them. And not soon after, they've calmed down. I think what it is that I talk to a child as if they are a person and not just this ball of cells. Right? I'm like, what's going on? I don't really use baby talk.
Right.
And I think that is something that has helped my son in his development and him having so many words that I talk to him in a way that I would talk to any other person.
Yeah. That's cool. All right. So I'm excited. Your energy is amazing, and we're getting close to the close here. But I'm curious. When you're setting up for class, what's the part that you get most excited for?
Seeing the babies. Seeing the baby babies. Mm-hmm. That 0 to 5 age range, which is our target. Mm-hmm. It goes by so fast. Like my son is 3, and I remember when he was like little. Thank God for all the storage that I have on my phone because I could just scroll back and see. Mm-hmm. But I miss not having a baby around. Yeah. So when I'm setting up for classes and I see the babies, mm-hmm. and they're just smiling and doing the tummy times and everything, that gets me excited. But then Tyler's be turned up. Okay? And I just love it. They be turned up like, hey.
I'm picturing it in my mind.
And yes. Please go on our Instagram, Trap Baby and me, and see the Tyler's turned up.
Oh man, this is amazing. All right, so how do you combat baby fever then? Because
you know what's so funny? I've told this to my friends. Before I had Marley, I really had baby fever. Like I'm 39.
Okay.
I'm fine with saying my age. I'm 39. Yeah. I had my son at 36. So I waited a long time before I had a child. I had a good time in my 20s, let me tell you. So when I had Marley, I was ready to have a baby. Yeah. Now I don't have that. I mean, yes, would I like to have another one? Perhaps, sure. But I'm at a point now where Trap Baby and Me is my baby. Yeah. I put so much time and energy into seeing this baby grow. Yeah. Maybe Trap Baby and Me is just a way for me to see little babies. That's the only reason that I'm doing this business. It's just to have little babies around so I can see them. That's it.
You made such a cool comparison between your company and the infants. Can you give me a little insight into why you went there?
You know what? I just had a conversation about this with my business coach, Stefan. Hey, Stefan. And basically he wants me to just take things one step at a time. Sure. Just okay, the business is a baby, well, maybe now it's a toddler, but we don't want to put so much responsibility on a child of this age before they have the opportunity to grow and develop. Wow. So when he made that comparison, just you're making a whole lot of sense. Yeah. Sometimes I don't like when that happens, but it made sense in this instance. Yeah. So
yeah. So we talk about responsibility. You're a mom, you're a teacher, you're a business owner. How do you ground yourself? How do you show up as the best version of yourself?
Oh, that's such a great question. One, I make sure I get sleep. So my bedtime is at 9. I'm up at 5. So I get my sleep in. Despite all the things that I do, I make sure that I get enough sleep in. I have been trying for a very long time to practice meditation. That's not my ministry. So we're going to leave it alone. But instead, I've been trying to practice mindfulness. Sure. So that definition for me is with all the things that I have going on in my head at one time, that when I'm working on something, doing something, that I'm focusing on just that one thing to clear out as much as I can everything else. So that's been helpful. And also, I'm a gym rat.
Okay.
I like to go to the gym. I like to lift weights. So just having that time to just focus on myself and being healthy is good for physical and mental. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I stay centered. Yeah.
What's your favorite, leg day or arm day?
Probably leg day. Yeah, squats. Bulgarian split squats. A lot of people don't like those. Yeah. I love Bulgarian split squats.
I'm a deadlifter myself, but I get it. So I want you to kind of reflect for a moment, if you could.
Okay.
Since the beginning of Trap Baby and Me till now, how do you feel like you've grown mentally?
I think I've shown myself how resilient I am and how much I persevere through things. I would say it's not something so much that's new. It's really just a confirmation.
Sure.
Imagine doing a PhD as a Black female in engineering.
Mm-hmm.
And it's difficult to do a program like that, but then add on top of it that being a Black female and more than likely the only one that looks like me, right? So that is an experience. So having the tenacity to continue to do something, that I have a goal and that nothing is going to stop me from doing that thing. And so with Trap Baby and Me, I have a goal and I'm going to keep working on it until I reach the goal and probably make a new goal and work towards that.
So we were talking about Black families and trying to get everyone involved and building that village around children. Like I said, you're much needed. So as you're looking towards the future, right? I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. I want you to think about something that you're going to accomplish or your next big goal.
Okay.
And when you're ready, I want you to look into the camera and congratulate yourself on achieving that benchmark.
Celina, congratulations. You are amazing. You persevered. You did what you needed to do to reach the goal. You did it, girl. Keep going.
Yeah, I'm so grateful to be able to interview you today. Best of luck to you and Trap Baby and Me.
Thank you.